Hey guys, my name is Craig James. I'm the founder of the International Screenwriters Association, and I get asked questions all the time about breaking into the industry, and so I figured I would start doing some videos because there's a lot of questions from the ISA community, and we don't always get to answer them, but I think this is a great way to kind of get more answers out to a broader audience. So we're gonna hopefully start these videos and bring you some answers to the questions that you have about the industry and breaking in. I'm not going to necessarily get into crafts and that kind of a thing. I'm going to leave that up to Max Tim, and we promote the story farm and all that kind of stuff. Leave it to the educators. But for now, we're just going to talk a little bit about, as the plane helicopter goes by, we're going to get into talking about the industry and breaking in. And the one aspect that we're going to talk about tonight is breaking in through screenplay competitions. Okay, so you probably get a lot of emails from the ISA promoting screenplay competitions. You see them and you get irritated by them. You're like, how many screenplay competitions are there? There's a billion of them. How do I know what to trust? I hear from other people that screenplay competitions aren't very safe. There's a lot of scams out there, but maybe I'm just throwing my money out the door, submitting to a competition, and no one's ever reading my work. Well, let me dispel some of those myths. First off, screenplay competitions is one of the best ways to break into the industry. The key is to do it the right way. You kind of want to take some steps first before just throwing your money at the majors, right? Like Nickel Fellowship, the Page International, Final Draft, any of the bigger screenplay competitions. If you're reasonably new or you're trying out a new script, there's no reason to submit to those competitions unless you've been writing for 20 years and you've had tremendous success with other competitions before. So if you're not having a lot of success with Nickel and Page and the bigger ones yet, then let me give you a little bit of advice that I think will help you break in through screenplay competitions, because there, again, are plenty of great ones you can trust. And we've put a stamp of approval on them on the ISA website for a bunch of those. It'll say verified, ISA verified, which means that we know this competition, we trust these people, and they're legitimate, and you should submit. So how do you capitalize on submitting to competitions? Well, you start small. And I don't mean small in the way that screenplay competitions are, that these are small kind of competitions. They just don't get as many entries, but they're legitimate. And so what you want to do is submit to 3 or 4 screenplay competitions that are, may get 300 or 400 or 500 entries, and see where you place in there first before submitting to a Nickel or Final Draft that gets 7,000 entries. 7,000 entries from some really incredible writers who are well on their way into breaking in or getting their work produced or may have work in production. So if you're kind of new to the business, start small. Start with a competition, 3 or 4, all at the same time, same exact draft. Submit that draft to those competitions and get feedback with all of those. Because when you get the feedback back, if you haven't placed or won, and even if you have, you'll still get great notes. And those notes will help you elevate to the next level. And that's what you want to keep thinking, is how do I get to the next level every time? Don't just jump onto the ladder and think you're going to get to the top without going one rung at a time, right? You got to go one step at a time. So with a smaller competition, you submit to the 3, you get feedback, and then you look for the notes that match. There are going to be 3 uniquely different readers who read your work, right? So they're going to have great notes. There's probably going to be a lot of commonalities in the notes. From a positive side and from a negative side. And then uniquely, each one of them might give you a nugget that is just like, holy crap, that would change everything and really take my story to another level. So start with the middle or low to mid-range number of entries, because there's the other side of this, is the encouragement side. You don't want to go and submit to a major competition only to get nothing back. You spend $75, $80, $100, and maybe you get a little bit you get some notes. Once you get those notes and you've done 3 of those and you see where you place in those contests, do a rewrite. You take the notes that you've been given, good, bad, or otherwise. You can discard the ones you don't really like, and then you do a rewrite. And then you submit to the next level, or try those competitions again. Don't try to jump into this too fast. Keep submitting until you get a lot of really great feedback that says this script is well on its way, this script is ready for the next level, this script whatever, all positive. And you're not getting any feedback that's saying a lot of structure issues, a lot of plot didn't make sense, this, that, or whatever. And don't take any of it personally. Sometimes what you think you're saying in a screenplay isn't really what you're saying in a screenplay. And you just need to work on the craft a little bit more to make sure that you're presenting your words, the story that you're trying to tell, in a way that people really understand. I know that seems super basic, and I'm not trying to talk down to you in any way, but we see this happen a lot of times where people get offended by the notes that they get back, when the notes are there to encourage you to look a little deeper, to study with a mentor, take some classes, whatever, so that you can improve. That's the goal. And you're going to always keep writing, right? So, and you may even start a script, have written it 10 times, then you get it out to some screenplay competitions, and it's just clear that it's just not ready. So take that as a sign to, how do I improve? How do I get better? Your goal should be, how do I get better? Not, why didn't I win? It should be, how do I get better? And then if you start with that, submitting to these competitions, the next time after you do the rewrite, you'll probably see improved notes back from all the competitions. And then you won't be discouraged. You won't want to just say, the hell with it, nobody gets it, these people are stupid. Whatever your comment may be about screenplay readers, screenplay competition readers, because they're not bad people. And honestly, they really want to see a great screenplay. They love it. They love seeing a great story, and they love seeing a great story executed well. And honestly, a lot of them are really excited about giving you good notes so that you do get better. And when you submit again and they read it and they start seeing all the changes, they're going to be even excited about that. So there's lots of great things that you can learn from submitting to screenplay competitions about your own work. You can learn a ton about your own work. So what are some of the competitions that you should submit to at this level or mid-level, small, mid to higher level? Check the ISA website. You'll go to if you go to the contest page, you'll see some of the ones that are vetted there. Most of the ones on the site are legit. We haven't verified all of them, but you'll see, like We Screenplay, great screenplay competition. Screencraft has a bunch of great screenplay competitions. The genre ones, it's a great place to start. Both of those are great places to start. Screencraft does have some more elevated competitions that I would certainly urge you to do if you're in the mid-level or higher level. But then you got Table Read My Screenplay, which is a contest we promote, and would totally encourage you to submit to that competition because the entry fees are really low. You can add feedback for a really low price. And if you win, you get to go to a major film festival or pitch festival, right? So you get travel, and then better than that, you get straight onto the ISA development slate, and that's a huge thing. That's a big jump. The ISA development slate, we'll talk about that later. That's a whole nother story. But talk about elevating your career really fast. So some other mid-level, you got Table Read, you got Shoot Your Sizzle, which is a great way to get your screenplay shot as a sizzle reel that you can then, or proof of concept, and then you can get out there and show it to producers who may have money, who really love the concept, and the way that you've set it up tonally, or you Shoot Your Sizzle helps you find a director, and then the ISA actually is producing consultants on that. There's a lot of plugs for the ISA here, right? But the reason we have these competitions is because we're trying to give you opportunities, and there's plenty of great ones, and there's other contest companies that we work with and promote. Like I mentioned, We Screenplay, Page International, Screencraft, Scriptapalooza, another great screenplay competition that will help you get in front of agents and managers and producers. And then, we've got the ISA Fast Track. So you can go the fellowship route, which is a little bit different than just a screenplay competition, because in the fellowships you get meetings with industry. Is the cat doing something back there? I think so. I think the cat's doing something. So you've got industry pros. Like the ISA Fast Track Fellowship will get you 8 meetings with industry pros in Los Angeles. People from Lionsgate, CAA, we had our writers sit down with Damien Chazelle, the Oscar-winning director of La La Land, and the Oscar-nominated writer for Whiplash. So we get high-level people. The ISA Fast Track Fellowship is an incredible way to get started, and you shouldn't be intimidated if you're a new writer. We're looking for original voices. That's a key to this whole thing. If you show originality in your work with most of these competitions or fellowships, that is going to take you far faster and further than just having all of the technical aspects rock solid. If you're an original thinker, original voice, have original ideas, and you're getting them on the page, and you have gotten some feedback a little bit here and there, not just from friends and family, but from legitimate script readers, submit to the fellowships, because that's what they're looking for. The ISA Fast Track Fellowship in particular is looking for your original voice. And then when you get past that, then you're submitting to Page International and Final Draft and the Nickel Fellowship. You know, we had an example where we had a writer win table read my screenplay, okay? And he had his table read, and in the middle of the table read, he came up to me and he said, "I've got a lot of work to do." From that competition, he realized how much he had to do to improve his script. So when he did submit to the Nickel Fellowship 2 years later after doing a rewrite, he made the top 30 out of over 7,000 screenplays. So use a small screenplay competition to elevate your craft, to get great notes, and to move on to the next level. But you gotta use your money wisely. Don't just throw it out there blindly. Make sure you submit to 3 competitions at a time that give you feedback, and then wait it out so you get that same screenplay, getting the notes from 3 unique voices. And then you'll know what's really working and what's not. So if I've already said that, it's important to say it again. So make sure you submit 3 competitions, same time, with the same exact script. No one version here, one version here, one version here. Let it be the same. And you'll get those great notes. That's what you use as a tool to do rewrites. Okay? So that's my rambling for today. If you have more questions about breaking in the industry, whatever, please email me at craigjames@networkisa.org, and we'll keep doing these videos and give you some great advice on how to get out there and make it happen. Break in, follow that dream. That's what we want, right? That's the big picture. Believe in yourself. Do it with encouragement. And if you follow these steps, I think you'll get the right kind of encouragement to really break in. To really, not just break in, but to pursue what you love. Wish you the best. We'll talk soon.